From Villa Crespo,
Argentina.
I'm Paige Nichols, and this, I think, is bad information. A love letter to the country that's really driving us.
It really grinds my gears.
Mad. Welcome to the jungle.
We're here.
We have reinforcements tonight because it's a new year. We're at summer camp. We aren't in Villa Carlos Paz.
And I wish my mom would come pick me up.
Mom, can you come get me? I'm scared. We have someone who actually couldn't make it to Punta to be our correspondent for the summer season because
help, I'm poor.
Because it's more expensive than Switzerland.
Literally.
So unfortunately, I found this girl at the bus terminal. Our in-house charrua, our potential Uruguayan, but sometimes New Yorker, depending on the weather and where the moon is in the sky.
Yeah, depending
Laura
when you ask.
Ledesma.
Thank you.
Thanks
It's a pleasure to be here today.
You know, I would have rather someone else, but you're the only one available. So
I mean, I'm a cheap date.
You really are. God bless. Actually, you're not. You like expensive meat.
I do. Well, you know, sponsored by Mezcal. Thank you, Mexico.
Just have that little sippy right there.
Goes down cool.
I don't even know the last time we were here, and I don't even know.
Well, last time I was here was when I had my episode about Uruguay.
Right, because we're making it about
But you didn't ask me.
you. No one. Well, I was like, well, I was here. The royal we, with our ghosty McGhoster productor here. It was a simpler time.
Oh, it sure was.
It was a better time. It was, I think, was it before the lost episode?
We don't talk about the last episode.
The fracking?
Fracking.
I will just say that for all those of you, I know this is like a semi-timely but also timeless podcast. Current events, Argentina. Well, you want to know, it's like what's happening. Yeah. It's January 2024, I think. And I was hoping to do a little political rundown recap, which I think was my first mistake. But it was an election year last year, and a lot has changed in the past couple of months. And unfortunately, I was not able to guide you through the shitstorm that was that. But maybe for the best, because honestly, if you don't know what I'm talking about, consider yourselves lucky, right?
Maybe because you're reading it from afar.
Maybe because you're listening or reading from afar. Maybe because you live in Nordelta and you don't give a shit. Maybe because
you're in Uruguay.
You're in Uruguay.
On the beach, eating pulpo at La Huella. I wish.
Don't we all? But anyway, so pasaron cosas, but we're back. You know, it was a bit busy. I'm trying to think what else. We were blurting a lot in the spring.
We had a busy November.
We were marchando for our rights. We were traveling. We were trying not to get COVID because that's back now. Get your boosters, everybody, please.
We're going tomorrow.
We're getting our boosters. Please do that. And also, like, wear a mask. Be mindful. Wear a mask if you're, like, like at an airport. I'm sorry.
Don't look at me like that.
You were like,
I'm not an anti-masker. I'm just like, you know.
Wear a mask because there are people who are immunocompromised or have disabilities.
I agree.
And so...
Don't look at me like I'm an anti-masker. I'm not.
I brought you here and I can send you back. Okay. We missed some stuff. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to drop the ball, but like I said, pasaron cosas. And you know what? Getting a divorce takes a very long time and it's very draining. And sometimes it takes away your creative energy. So
Tell me about your divorce in detail.
Oh yeah. To the guy who wants me to give you like a play-by-play, fuck you. But I'll just let everyone else know that it's taking a while. Wow. That's all we'll say about that. The rest is behind a paywall.
Moving on.
We're kind of all over the place because we're out of practice, but we have taken up a new hobby to try to bring in some extra income for the household. A few months late, we're making friendship bracelets because Taylor Swift may have left Argentina, but
she's still here in our hearts.
She's always in our hearts.
And we're taking commissions. So any requests, we're really good.
We're really good. And we're taking commissions. So if you would like to contribute via cafecito,
make you whatever you want.
I will make you whatever friendship bracelet you want. I mean, at my discretion. I mean, if it's something that's like, I don't agree with, then I'm not going to do it.
What are you wearing right now on your wrist?
Mine say Pocho, obviously, because I'm a simp for my dog. Number 2 is gay, just in case I forget.
Nice.
And then number 3 is the newest edition. It's a know-it-all.
Yeah.
In honor of what Lau considers not to be an insult.
It's not. Depends how you say it.
If someone calls you a know-it-all, it's an insult.
It depends how you say it.
Marcos?
If someone calls you what?
A know-it-all.
Sábelo todo.
It's shady. It's not an insult.
Okay, fine. Fine.
You're like, okay, fine.
Like, I don't think that you're an annoying know-it-all. I think it's a compliment.
It's not my fault that I have a lot of knowledge.
Exactly. So don't be ashamed of your
I'm not
know-it-all.
ashamed. I'm proud. I made it into a fucking bracelet. So if anyone would, what do yours say?
Mine say Slut HQ, which is actually for a friend, but I'm wearing it. A cab, because all cops are bad, and putita.
I wonder why that would be.
I don't know.
Oh, I thought it was like assigned cunt at birth or something. Everyone is like,
Cab.
Oh my God.
That is so much better.
I thought it was something like that because everyone is like, oh, she's mothering the cunt.
She's
the house of cunt.
The slay
The
down.
cunt is cunting.
Oh my
cunt is
God.
cunting.
There was a really my favorite one that I actually sent to Luli. Shout out to our Farandula special guest. I sent to her. I was like, I know we're sick of it. We're way too online. But it was Rosamund Pike at the Golden Globes. It says, she sold arms to slay Ron to fund the Contras in Nicaragua.
Oh my God, stop. That's too much.
It's never enough.
Have gay rights gone too far?
Have gay rights gone too far?
Yes.
Not as far as men's rights.
That's true. Remove them.
I think 2024 again should be they need a permission slip to leave the house. Like that. Okay, that's what we're here. So we are here. We left the colonia verano.
Mm-hmm.
We left the bus terminal. We left the beach in our minds to commiserate together, to do a little catársis, a little therapy. This is kind of like a
Air grievances.
This is like we're airing grievances. It's libro de quejas. It's a DNU de Catársis. Like I said, if we're filibustering right now, this is our spot. Like this is, we have the floor. We can say whatever we want. I, for example, would like to say that I think that like my queja universal is just that I'm sick of men. I don't think they should be in charge. I don't think they should be allowed to talk. And I'm okay with that. And I don't know if that's going to like make Meta upset or is there like a filter on here of like what I can say? Is that like,
You're going to get like shadow banned.
oh my God. Fine. Not all men.
Prove me wrong.
Literally prove me wrong.
Straight man.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
There are problematic
They're
queers.
Yeah, they're
Not all men.
I would like
Hashtag no.
hashtag all men. Fine, whatever. What brought you to the table today, Lau?
I don't know. I have a whole laundry list of things that piss me off. So where should I start?
Where would you like to start? What's really grinding your gears today?
Well, everything sucks and everything is really expensive. I'm sorry. I brought my notes because I am a guest, so
she
I
came
can't just
prepared.
be, on the fly. But actually, what really fucking pisses me off? Digital nomad content.
Oh my God. Hot on the tails of the gentrification episode, which Facundo, le mandamos un besito. We love Facundo.
Oh my God, do I hate those bitches that literally just make their whole personality is like being in Argentina and being a digital nomad and like stroking the Argentine ego in the most basic fucking way.
It's not even like creative.
Funny.
It's like when you date an Argentine, they're really passionate. It's like, who isn't passionate? I'm sorry.
Like, say you like River if you want to be popular at parties.
Like bring him a Fernet when he's making the asado.
Ugh, God. But then like monetize it, because it's not just like they really love Argentina so much. It's like they're, obviously there's a point.
They're doing it for clout.
Yeah.
Like,
it's so annoying.
And also it's sort of like if your whole thing is like, I'm going to tell you how you can work, in euros or dollars and like live in Argentina. And it's like so cheap and you can find like a really cool apartment with a pool in Palermo, Hollywood for like $400 a month.
Good luck with all the fucking construction that will be around you for the rest of your life.
First of all, I hope the Obra torments your life morning and night.
Personally.
Monday to Saturday.
I hope Obreros watch you get dressed and undressed every day.
That below the belt, but fine. But fine. I was going to say more like I hope like there's a crack in your wall because of like shoddy construction materials, but sure. But also like how do you feel if the whole axis of your content is like aprovechando that Argentina is cheap? And let's be honest, I was at Disco yesterday.
Not that cheap anymore.
It's not that cheap.
I saw a Colgate whitening toothpaste. So it was like fancier. For guess how much that Colgate toothpaste was?
$8. I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that makes
Spoiler alert.
That makes me want to colgarme.
Spoiler alert, Colgate con esta.
Yeah.
Because the toothpaste was $8.
Well, that brings me to my favorite thing to ask people at parties now, which is...
We're going to deport you back to Uruguay.
Wait. Can I add something?
Yes.
I hate digital nomads, but the ones that I hate the most are the ones that are like reacting, trying dulce de leche for the first time. I want you dead.
Like,
it's like fucking like
I want you dead.
Media Luna. What's a Media Luna?
No, but specifically about dulce de leche, they're like, oh my God, I'm going to get addicted to this. Aren't you already addicted to sugar?
yeah.
Weren't we born with like the IV of glucose in our veins? Yes.
No, my favorite thing to ask people at parties now, I'm going to ask you, Marcos, because we haven't had this conversation.
Oh my God.
Guess how much the milanesa at El Preferido
Oh
costs?
my God.
El Preferido, for people who don't know, is a restaurant.
Was a bodegon, like a neighborhood corner.
Was it? Ever?
Yeah, it was always a bodegon.
Oh, okay.
It was El Preferido de Borges. And then it got
right.
zhuzhed up by the owners of Don Julio. And Dua Lipa went last year, or 2 years ago now. And it's very popular. It's named in all these lists and everything. But, you know, it's bodegon food. So it's like classic with a bit of a twist. But
French fries and stuff. Anyway, the milanesa is 40,000 pesos, which is like $40.
I was going to say 24.
$40 for a schnitzel.
Milanesa, which like is the cheapest thing you can get here. And you can get on any corner.
That has been banged with a hammer and then breaded and fried. Like, I'm sorry. You could do that to like shoe leather and it would be more or less decent. Let's seamos sinceros. Yeah. I know that you can... $40 for
nuts. So anyway, I wonder what all these like digital nomads are going to talk about when they can't say, oh my God, I had a whole meal and a bottle of wine and it cost me $10.
Fuck you.
They're going to be like living on dulce de leche for 1 month.
Oh my God. Well, it's like, you know, now then there was the fake news, but it was like half fake circulando en Twitter, the photo of the Don Julio menu.
Oh yeah.
So
that was like $100 for a T-bone. Or
yeah, like, and they're like, they salieron a desmentirlo. They had like a comunicado, which to me was like por asesoramiento, because it's like, listen, Don Julio has not been for the pueblo for a long time. The place is full 24 hours a day, and we applaud that. They've done a lot, maybe for like Argentine gastronomia and people talking about it, like, you know, let's celebrate, you know, they have good tomatoes, sure, like whatever. I'm hopefully
we'll get some next year.
I would assume that they pay their staff and the waiters get like, you know, good tips. I hope that there's a silver lining to this kind of mess, but they aren't like accessible to locals and they haven't been for a long time. So why are you going to say, no, that photo of the menu is fake. Instead of charging 106,000 pesos for it, it's actually 85,000.
Like cool.
It's not like it's like we added a zero. It's like,
no clares que oscures.
It's exactly. Just like let it ride it out. It's Twitter. It's a nicho. No one cares about Twitter. I mean, it's like
everyone's gonna forget in a week.
Yeah, just like let it go.
It'll be full of Americans by next week.
People are still gonna go, but it's just like, again, $40 for milanesa. Sure, you can share it among maybe 3 people.
Yeah, it's pretty big, but like whatever.
But it's still like
they're big everywhere. You get a fucking milanesa. The prices of things have just gone through the roof. It sucks. It's crazy.
What also is nuts though,
unbelievable. But what were you going to say?
No, well, I was going to say, okay, so like this is all in the context of like you know, money has always been weird here. Inflation's been nuts. Fine, sure. What changed? New government. We're talking about La Peluca, which I still don't get how like abroad they're like this funny guy with a crazy haircut.
They don't live here, and it's saying this Trump. Everyone thought Trump was the funny guy who was orange and like blah blah. Look how ridiculous he is until he's your president. He's like ruining your life.
He is literally an incel with like a PR relationship. But so there was a crazy devaluation of the official peso, like 54% overnight, and that's why like everything now has gone crazy up. But what's so frustrating is now we are forced to spend all of our time like price comparing, because like you'll go to one store and something will cost 1,000 pesos, and you'll go to another store and that same thing will cost like 3,500. So you're like
discrepancies.
So you really have to do your research. And like we spent an afternoon in Barrio Chino, and that is the upside down.
Oh, so depressing.
Chinatown.
Goodbye imported pecorino cheese. Ciao.
Goodbye sriracha.
Ciao. Fuera.
Like Lao, I will tell you guys a secret. Lao has a condiment obsession, and her refrigerator is full of just different kinds of sauces, and she squirts those sauces on a plate.
Okay, they're made to be consumed.
Okay, but you
don't buy a sauce to like look at it.
No, but you don't have to like act like there's an unlimited supply, because no, there's not, because it's like $18.
Okay, fine.
So unless you want to like replace what you use, because when you go to people's houses,
well, I'm gonna eat it before it goes bad. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
It doesn't go bad ever.
It does if you're at Paige's house.
Sriracha does not go bad.
Yes, it does. It has an expiration date, guys. It does.
Those are like because they're legally obliged to put a date on it.
Okay.
It's not like fresh fish. Okay. So what I mean, like a condiment does not really go bad. It takes like 4 years.
Fine.
You're just like, you are sriraching the house down boots. Oh, but did you watch?
I'm sorry, I found a mustard in your fridge from 2012.
That was my emotional support mustard. It came with me in my separation. I had to have a sense of normalcy and feeling that I could still have things that I were familiar. Okay. So do you really want to go there?
No, we don't.
Okay. That's what I thought. First of all, we know that Chinatown is, you don't do your like daily grocery shopping there. However, there are things
You can't
in
get
Barrio
anywhere
Chino you
else.
can't find at other places. So you do have to go.
Like those disgusting corn dogs everyone's eating.
Can we talk about the corn dogs?
Why?
What are they called?
They're just Korean corn dogs, I think.
Well, they have like a name.
Yeah, I don't know.
People
K-dogs. They're called K-dogs.
Like you literally go to Barrio Chino, which has like tons of great restaurants of all kinds, and you think, I'm going to go for some really good soup or some dumplings or like whatever.
Everyone's like scarfing out, but they're more of like a content creation thing, I think now. They're like for photos, which is
Also
gross.
not photogenic. Shoving a giant deep fried dough on a stick into your mouth. Have we thought about that before we went for that shot? I don't think so.
I do kind of want to try the plain one, but anyway, that's just moving on.
But what happened with that new like street that's like...
Echeverria, Pasaje Echeverria. Oh, but that place is
But
bumping.
that's not Chinese. Like, let's go to the 2D coffee. What the fuck is that?
There's like,
well,
it's
there's
a lot
like
of...
there's like dumpling spots. I mean, there's kind of like a mix.
It's like boba tea. There's Japanese. There's sushi.
Like, I feel like I am glad that they've cleaned it up because before it was like an open air toilet and it was like
gross. It was
Yeah,
like,
but now Pizza Pony had to leave.
But exactly,
Yeah, we
but
don't like
because of
that.
that, Pony Pizza, their rent went up like 4 times, and now like
no, it went to dollars. Now it's in
right, but it said quadruplico or something terrible, and so they had to leave, which is really sad because they were sort of the pioneers.
They were.
And this, guys, is the impact of gentrification. So then it's like, yeah, I mean, hopefully these
all
places,
comes full circle.
It really does. Facundo, we need you here. But I think we spent like an hour going to these different grocery stores because, for example, like one, it was this.
Spoiler alert: Tina & Co is the most expensive.
Tina has always been like for lachetas. You know what I mean? Like if you go to Tina and you shop
like
there,
the power of good branding.
you probably don't pay your taxes, or you have like an offshore happening. And you know what?
Your parents probably bought your apartment.
Your parents definitely pay your phone bill still. I don't care how old you are. But what's so flippin' annoying is that you'll go to like one store and like one thing will be affordable, but then the other thing you need to buy is like really expensive.
It's just like so tedious to have to like.
Can we?
Can we?
Is it communist to like standardize the prices? Is that communism?
If it is,
If it is in Chinatown, it is.
I mean,
yeah. Well,
I would be. Or could there be like an app where I could just like go and be like, I want to buy this, and someone tells me like
Where you
how
should
much
go,
it costs,
where
and
to find it?
Sorry, my nose is itching. I think
that would be. I would subscribe to that app.
dope.
I think we had something like that before, but the prices changed so quickly that it was like...
Aren't there enough
didn't-
like developers sitting in their mom's basement that they can just like update that information all day? Come on.
I mean, if the Yokedo has to update it all day, like surely there must be a way to make it
That's
easier.
also okay. Can we talk about playing the game of going into a store and nothing has a price on it? So
Oh, fuck that shit.
you're like, how much is this glass? How much is this flask?
It's like at that point,
How
I'm just
much
like,
is
I'm
this?
leaving.
'Cause it's like,
I don't want to bother you. I don't want to be bothered. Like, I'm out.
Also, because I feel like there's something sort of like humiliating in asking how much things cost, but it's like, unfortunately, in this economy,
I'm not going to
I also
buy
just,
that
like,
mustard if
wanna
it's
know.
like 15,000 pesos,
Also, like, for-
literally.
But even worse, like those little signs that say, the price might change by the time you get to the cashier.
to the counter, yeah. Like,
welcome to mi primera hiperinflación.
oh my god,
So that's the thing too. Like I think
inflation, Barbie.
I've been here for 15 years. You've been here for like 10, 9. Marcos, you're from here, and you're only 18. So, in my own experience, we've ridden the wave of like blue dollar and crisis and a lot of things. But this is like, in all seriousness, like this is one of the reasons I haven't been recording this podcast is I've been so flippant anxious.
Same.
I've never felt this kind of intense anxiety where I'm like, okay, like I still am so aware of like how privileged I am in a lot of ways in terms of like, I know that I'm not going to be kicked out of my apartment and living on a street. And I know that there are a lot of people who are not able to pay their rent. Like I'm, again, totally aware of that.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. Like
fucks with you when you realize like how many people are suffering and how
watching that, like seeing the suffering, seeing the amount of people already like,
it's terrible.
Digging through the trash, trying to whatever, or like coming up to the cafe and like asking for money or asking for food. And also, but the reality of like my health insurance going up 84%.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, like, my earning potential has not gone up 84%. So it's like, I wonder how sustainable this is.
It's not.
And it's like,
Or also like maybe next year we will not have a podcast because I will not be able to afford this place, which kills me.
Okay, and we've gotten
Too real.
We've gone too far, guys. Let's go back to things we hate.
real.
You know what I hate? You know what also grinds my gears?
Sriracha.
You know what also
But the
grinds my
sriracha.
gears? No. When people also like not putting prices on things, when you have to like DM like a business or
Precio por
something.
inbox.
Hola,
Precio por
bella.
inbox. Like,
Hola,
fuck
reina.
you. You know, it's like remove a step. You know what I mean? If you're adding another step to like the purchasing funnel or
not
whatever,
even gonna reach out.
I'm not gonna reach out. You know, just give me a fucking ballpark. That's all I'm asking.
Like we say,
it's a lamp. Like,
I want to give you my money.
Right.
Like when you
That
go
what
to,
you
when you
said.
go to
Yeah.
a cafe and they say, we don't have palmeritas, but our media luna is 10 puntos. And you're like,
yeah.
you know
Okay.
what? I'll give it a try. But if they're like, we don't have palmeritas, sad face.
then bye, ciao, besitos.
There is a place, and I know we don't have to like name and shame every place, but there is a place that we have discussed before that has delicious food. It's a place where you would park a car, and
Oh yes.
and it should be a safe space as lesbians because I love it. It's all women.
Oh my God,
it's
yeah.
very queer.
Let's
like
talk about-
it should be the oasis of
But-
tortas. It should be papa y huevo central, but it is.
Talk about caradeculo.com.
It is weird how you go in there and there's like kind of this hostility and you're
Everyone's
like
like kind of afraid.
everyone feels kind of afraid or like maybe like just like tense.
And like they don't describe any of their
They
products.
don't have prices anywhere and they don't have, and not the only place, but they don't have names on their things. So for
I'm not gonna
example,
ask you what was inside every pastry.
you go to the mostrador and there's 25 things and I want to be like, what is that? What is that? Because I'm curious. But then it's like, this
There's
is
just people behind you on the line.
It's
There's pressure
stressful.
mounting. It's like you're at the airport, TSA. You know what I mean?
I feel like I'm sweating into my butt crack, and all I want is to know if this is like a peanut butter cookie or like
is
a
there blue
savory-
cheese in it?
Or yeah, exactly. Like, is there peanut butter or is there blue cheese? Because it really could be either
way.
one, and I just want to know. And then it's like they're like the melon is 4,000 pesos.
Is it really?
Half of
No, I don't know. I mean,
maybe,
like
who knows?
who at this point, who knows?
Who knows?
Like that's also you go and
It's a
like,
banana, Michael.
How much could it cost?
How much could it cost?
Because they'll tell you like how much something is at the because something has prices on it. Like at the fruit stand. The other day I went to get 6 eggs, some celery, some parsley,
Girl dinner.
one red onion, girl dinner. Oh, my girl dinner is just hummus.
Yeah.
But got me through
and
2022.
craquines. Don't forget the craquines.
Well, the craquines, you need a vessel. But I went and the guy was like, I mean, I got very few things and they seemed kind of cheap. I was getting avocado and he was like, it's 4,300 pesos. And I was like, okay. Then I
Seems
realized,
like a lot.
I was like, could be a lot, but maybe it's not.
You don't
I don't
know.
even
Yeah,
know.
you're confused,
And then I realized he put 2 eggs, like 2 packs of eggs in my bag. And I was like, no, I just need 1 egg. And he was like, oh, and then it was like 2,500. And I was like, I was so ready just to be like, take my money because I don't know how
Yeah,
much.
you don't know. Wait, I need to say this about that particular establishment. They paid for publicity that says, come and try our, I don't know, kimchi sandwich. This is our best dish, whatever. And then you go and they're like, no, we don't have any more. How many did you make? 2.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
What?
Why would you advertise on the internet
If you don't have enough to share with the class.
Yeah.
you have to be prepared. And I'm sorry, that's just good
And then
business.
you're watching the publicity there on your phone. And it's like, no, we only made 2. You have to come early. It's like, it's 9:00.
Also, like, I have a job. Like I have places to be. I mean, I don't. Do I have a job? I'm not really. That's kind of.
I think we already answered this on the last episode, like Q&A. What do you do?
Oh, what
Successfully.
Quickly. What is it? What is it that you do successfully? Well, that's the thing, because now we're poor, and I used to be able to just go to Barrio Chino and buy hot sauce and put it in my fridge. Now I've turned to making friendship bracelets by commission to kind of bring in some extra income, but also because doom scrolling, like that's the problem. Is like we're kind of also finding that it's hard to feel creative when there is no sort of space, when Argentina is going up in flames, the US is going up in flames, the world is going up in flames, my divorce is not final. Where do I go for a break? Because
Where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here? The doom scroll is so real. I mean, it's like,
It's the worst.
we know it's bad for us, but we're addicted because we're literally addicted to our phones. And so it's like, let's get out of our brains and getting our hands busy. So it's like, we're making these
Idle hands. You know what they say.
Laura's playground, but we're going,
What else are we doing though besides making friendship bracelets? We went bowling last
Oh
week.
my
and
God.
it was really
bowling.
fun.
Pa loco.
It's like good, wholesome fun. I mean, there's beer involved, but you know, it's still good, wholesome fun.
It's honestly like you like stepping back in
Don't
time.
sleep on their chicken fingers.
The chicken fingers at Paloco
They're fucking good.
Oh, you're vegetarian.
Yeah.
Oh God. You know
Whatever. Their french fries are good too.
I can't with you.
Can't win.
I really can't win. What about that TikTok where that girl was like, here's me meal prepping for the week. And she's like, my boyfriend eats a pound of steak a day.
Like, this is
Is she dating a tiger? What the fuck?
Also, I was like, does your house like smell like farts? Because that's like a lot.
Smells like churraquito all day
It's a
long.
lot of red meat. And also
a
like,
lot of protein,
are
yes.
your boyfriend is a grown man. He can like make his own lunch. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That gives me the ick. Like meal prep for your husband. He already earns more money than you.
You know what I'm sad about TikTok? The end of the water talk.
What's that?
We have a thing with, well, in the US, people who, first of all, the Stanley, okay.
Oh,
if you are
God.
listening to this and you have a Stanley tumbler and you like have like charms for it,
Charms for it? Oh,
Yeah.
no.
please like
That's social
reconsider
suicide
your life
to the next-
choices.
Yeah.
Backpacks for your Stanley
Like
thingy.
getting up at 4 a.m. to go wait in line. And I understand. I think I am genuinely interested in the fact that we talked about this before, the lack of third spaces in the United States. People don't have a place to feel community. So they have to
don't have
cling to
community.
like a virtual, they have to belong by having like the Stanley tumbler, which is the and they have like 25. The whole point of the thing is you have one because it's reusable.
Right,
you don't
right,
need a
right.
wall of Stanley tumblers. But then I watched a video of this guy who was like,
I didn't know people
let
put
me
charms
make
on
my
them.
water for the morning.
Yeah.
So he
Make
gets
my water?
a huge like gallon thing, fills it with ice, and then puts regular water in. And you think, okay, you have your water for the day.
Is
No.
he like,
No, there's more. What does he do, Marcos?
He had like those little packets of juice,
Like flavor packets.
flavor
Oh,
package,
like
and
the
then he
liquid
adds
IV?
like skinny syrups.
oh my God.
And then
fuck off.
and he like layers it with, he's like
making water. Making
but-
water
but
would
he
be
says,
like
today
making
we're
condensation,
making
freak.
Today we're making birthday cake water. So that's juice. You're making juice.
Ew,
also birthday cake water sounds like I
No,
wanna-
someone made like
disgusting.
cucumber salad water. What?
Okay, that actually sounds pretty good. But like birthday cake
No.
water, like,
just get
birthday
water and
cake
put
water.
cucumber
just drink
slices in
water.
it.
Just drink water. How about
Like the peak like death of this is the people who have their Stanley tumblers and instead of filling it with tap water or filtered water,
Yeah.
they fill it with bottled water. So they open a plastic bottle
Oh
of
my
water
God.
and they pour it in to a Stanley tumbler.
Oh, wait, they call it the hydration station.
I
This
say that
is
as a joke.
insane.
Yeah.
Okay, syrups. I'm sorry. America
water?
needs to be stopped.
America needs to be stopped.
The United States-
truly. The level of consumerism is
The
like,
United States
it's exceeded anything.
psychotic. Like
Late stage
psycho.com.
capitalism.
Oh my God. Honestly, like
Water of the day.
we're all just like "Ah!" because it
Oh
is
my
too
God.
much. And I do think like, I mean, we were talking about this off air. No, but the thing of like, okay, Argentina's really kind of like uncertain right now. Things feel very up in the air. Like what's going to happen? What will we do? Like, where will we go? I'm not going back to Waterland because
I'm
seriously,
not gonna make a fucking water station.
like if I have to move back to a
I'm not gonna
country,
buy charms for my Stanley fucking.
there was a
cup.
woman I saw who literally the removable label
Oh my
fell
God,
off.
I saw that.
So she laminated it.
saw that.
She laminated it. This is although
like-
to be fair, this does remind me of the people in this blessed land of Argentina who leave the removable plastic like film on the screen of like their phones.
Oh my God, people think
Who does that?
Oh my- yeah, really.
People-
Did not realize you take that off.
People
Can
have
you even use your phone if you
people used to do that here. Like I know that
God.
like this is maybe back in like 2010,
iPhones were
2009
new.
or what? No, not even like an iPhone. And they would leave that little film thing. Trust me, someone listening to this podcast has to know what I'm talking about because I'm not making this up. But it's kind of the equivalent. It's like this woman laminated the label and was like, I got glue dots and I glued it on so I can never forget. And I'm like, you are literally having a parasocial relationship with a cup.
water bottle.
Like we
With
are
a
not okay.
reusable water bottle.
Like I mean,
yeah. Woof.
well, you know what's not okay?
What? What's
The new president of Argentina's papada and his makeup artist.
Wait, no, what's not okay is those like weird memes that make him look like, you know,
Attractive, like
Yeah.
in deep quotes because he'll
yeah,
like
like quote unquote very quote unquote
the
hot.
incels who think that they're like in on the joke. Like I've been spending a lot of time on Twitter lately,
viral.
but I was just like, I don't get this obsession with like Photoshop versions of Millet.
Like he doesn't look like that.
But it is also kind of nuts though. Like, I mean, apart from like the memes, but the fact that like that first official photo, there was no press allowed and they only released later an image because it had been very heavily Photoshopped.
Right, yeah.
The fact that like, you know, the control over his own image and like what he actually looks like versus what they project.
Which is like gross.
But all these like libertarian incels, I'm sorry, they are all freaks, came out on Twitter and they were like, you mean
X?
meme.
You mean X?
Sorry.
Yeah, literally gross.
But like
That leather jacket must smell so fucking bad, so I'm gonna say.
he's fucking disgusting. Like, just, I mean, that's no importa cuando les esto, but they were all like, it's a meme. You like don't even know what that means. Like, oh my God, you're like too old for the internet.
But where's
like,
the joke? Like, where's the joke?
Memes have jokes, and the fact that you have like a hard on for like a cartoon version of your president is not funny.
Weird.
It's sad.
It's weird.
And like, and then the fact that I was like, all, you know, it's like incels. They were like, why are you drawing generalizations? I went
you have a green heart next to your name.
I don't know. And I was also like, I went to, they're like, otra corazón, flequillo que chorista. I was like, I don't have bangs. My mom wouldn't let me have bangs when I was little. So you know what? I'm never going to have bangs. So you know what? Joke's on your mom. But the thing, if you go to like knowyourmeme.com or like whatever, like that style
what is knowyourmeme.com even?
it's like, well, because it's like,
What do you mean? It's knowyourmeme.com.
it's literally like, it's like you look up, it's, you know, any kind of meme. It's like an encyclopedia of memes.
Wow.
Laura.
Okay, sorry.
Go
I'm not
back to-
perpetually on the internet.
Go back to Uruguay. But they, it says that style of like the chatification or like whatever is popular among incels. So they were like, no, it's not. No, we're not. I was like, yes, you are. Yes, you are. And I will not apologize. I will die on that mountain. I hate all of you. You can go get a life. Like,
Wait.
I'm sorry.
Speaking of like incels, I told you this the other day, but there's like a farmer, I forget where in Argentina, that like planted a whole bunch of crops so that then they grow, they will look like Malay's face, so that Elon sees them from his satellites and recognizes and sees that like the agriculture industry is like in support of Malay. They also did it. I think it's this one fucking guy did it for Messi, also during the World Cup, and something else like World Cup associated, and now it's Malay. So
I mean, all out if it's Scaloneta related.
yeah, but now it's not. So
imagine like the time you have.
That was a lot. I'm sorry.
Like, and also,
how did you even do that? Like, how did you like on a computer dinner and like how do you apply that?
like the amount of time and energy and money that you could spend like giving back to your community.
There has to be other things.
Teaching children how to read, rescuing dogs. I don't know, maybe just like going to therapy. Why don't men go to therapy?
That's a good
They're
question.
scared.
Do you follow that girl that rescues possums?
Yes.
Oh my God, I love her.
They're so little. But also like, at first I was like, this is a lot. And then
They're scary.
I came around because I was like, okay, fine. But also like, I was walking to work one day a long time ago when I worked downtown, and there was a little baby bird that was like very far from its nest. And I didn't know what to do because I was like, I'm going to work. I can't like bring this bird to work. I'm not going to like be responsible for a bird. I don't know. And then it was like, do you touch it? Because sometimes you say like, if you touch it, then honestly, it was so stressful. I was like, why even get
just
involved?
left it there?
No, what I did was, no.
I gave her 5 pesos.
I was like, here's bus fare.
Suerte.
Here's bus fare.
Feliz año.
Cuídate. I like moved it away from the people.
Oncoming traffic.
No, yeah, it was like I put it sort of out of harm's way because I was like, I mean, whoa, that was my elbow. That was my elbow. Wait, remember that TikTok where we saw that apparently like Howie, the Backstreet Boys were recording the song, The Call, the iconic song. And apparently Howie
farted in the studio and then they used that in the track.
Max Martin used the fart. That is peak producer.
Well, finally, he contributed to a song.
Ooh, that's true.
You know what?
Aren't they? Oh, no,
You know what?
Nick
I'm
Carter
right.
is coming here.
To like Pilar. Yeah, he's like performing in Pilar. Although I've said this before. My last pre-pandemic concert was the Backstreet Boys at the Campo de Polo. And you know what? No regrets. It was iconic. It was amazing.
With all 5 of them? No.
Yes, all of them. It was great. Honestly, take me back to 2020. Remember how much hope we had?
2020? About 2019.
Okay, how about like January?
2019,
How about
2019.
2019 was like one of the best years of my life. I did so many. I went to Japan.
Yeah.
I traveled. I did really cool work stuff. I got to interview like Michelle Roland, although he did like kind of feel me up.
Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama.
Incomprobable. Like
The lost tapes. That was the lost tapes.
I did so much cool shit, and I was like, I'm on top of my game. Nothing can stop me. And then it was like pandemic.
But you know what? You're
stop you.
gay now, so that's even better.
That was, yeah.
Now I'm a diversity hire.
Oh. You're still white.
Can Okay, says the like very white passing. Very.
I'm Latina.
Okay.
Mi gente latina.
Mi gente.
Okay, Selena.
Quintanilla.
Wait, do you consider yourself like Latina?
Well, yeah, of course. I hail from Uruguay.
But for real.
If you go to USA, do you say I'm Latina or like what's the deal with that?
You're in New York.
I say I'm from New York. My parents are from Uruguay. That's literally what I say.
When you fill out the census, what do you
I
say?
put Latin, Latino. Yeah,
I put
Latin. I put Latino. I don't put white because I'm not. I mean, I'm white passing, sure. And like
At least she speaks in Spanish. She speaks in Spanish, so that's even.
I come
speak
from a
better
Latin
Spanish.
American country. My family.
Lao says calcetines.
Okay.
And brazalete.
Okay.
Oh my
this is
God.
Stop bullying me, okay?
Mi
My
gente
Spanish is different. You know,
Latino.
people have been saying my Spanish is different my whole life, right? I don't need it from you.
I mean, when we were reading the news just now and you were like, this guy was murdered at Quemarropa. What does that mean? I mean, we're like, I imagining your brain being like burnt clothing. Like, did they set him on fire?
I didn't know what it meant.
I know how your brain works.
Yeah.
I love your brain.
That's a Latina brain for you.
That's a full
There you go.
Wait, okay. Okay, we were talking about bracelets, about like ways to we bowled. Bowling was so
much fun. What else did we do?
Fun. But what else are we doing to like not doom scroll?
Friendship bracelets.
We're watching a lot of movies. Like, we're trying to watch movies.
We do make up scenarios for people and follow them around.
Oh, we do follow people around the street.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just happened like twice. We were at La Biela.
It was Christmas Eve.
That's when
Paint
you
the
know you're
scene.
white, because if you follow people and you're white, nothing's gonna happen.
It's
if I do
true.
it,
You're also
Jay.
a man.
Yeah, well, you're a man. That's why it's creepy.
Okay,
So that's the first reason you shouldn't do it.
I think I've said this before. I feel like, again, I have no new material, but if you are a man, even if you're a man and you're walking on the street and you're walking behind a woman or
Have some
women,
courtesy.
yeah,
give us
A wide berth.
wide berth or across the street, or even just maybe acknowledge and be like, kind of like smile and be like,
I'm not going to kill you.
I'm not going to murder you. Because honestly, even if it's the mid of day, the mid of day, like the middle of the day, if there's a guy that's like on my back, I literally get freaked out and I'm like, bro, like give me some
or
fucking
like
space.
what I do, I'm extra gay. I start voguing.
Yeah, well, that's good. Then I'll give you, I won't be asked here.
I'll give you a tip.
Serving face. Oh God.
No, but we were
not a good
at
angle.
we were at La Biela. It was Christmas Eve. I'll paint the scene. It was Christmas Eve. We were having a copita.
Well, because it was a beautiful day and we were like, we weren't cooking dinner that night. We decided we were going to splash out and we got a little sushi.
Traditional Christmas spread.
Traditional.
Linda.
Well, for lunch, we had matambre y ensalada rusa.
It was great.
Shout out to Maceo and Recoleta.
So good.
Best
Best-
rusa this side of 9 Julio. But so we went to La Biela because everything was like closing. It was like 4 p.m. Everyone was getting,
And they gave us a really random aperitivo of like maraschino cherries with cheese, which I hated, but
it was very bizarre.
it was weird.
It was.
I wonder if that was like a Christmas thing or
I've never seen it before. Yeah. Can someone please call in, confirm maraschino cherries and cubes
Friend
of
or foe?
cheese?
I don't like
Hot or not. So we're having our little mini bottles of Chandon, and it's a pretty
Baby.
baby.
sip.
A little sipcito, and it's a very calm scene. Like, we're very chill.
Yeah, everyone was chilling.
A few tourists, like a lot of Brazilians, maybe. Like,
Yeah.
oh God, the
And
Brazilians.
then this man erupts and gets up from his chair and starts yelling at this woman that he was sitting with. And he's like, I'm not a fucking coward. In English.
In English.
No, in Spanish. No, in Spanish, but with an accent. So he was a foreigner. And he was like, no soy un cobarde.
Yeah. No soy cobarde, policía. Aquí estoy, policía.
Yeah, he was, si quieres llamar, if you want to call the cops, here's a cop. And like just made it like a scene.
But it was so weird because like it was such like a chill. Everything else was just like chill. And we were
everyone was
kinda
kind of like, huh? And then we looked at, there was a woman he was with. And she was just sitting there. And then she said something like gringo de mierda or something.
And then he was
that.
like, you're on drugs. Remember, he was like, está drogada.
And then she
was just sitting there kind of like,
huh? And then she got up and she had a dog. And then we got up and paid our tab. And then we were like, let's follow her.
No, so we were like, that's weird. And then he got up and was like by the cop. And the cop was like, don't get me involved, bro. Like, I'm just here like being bribed by like, this cafe to like watch for thieves or something. And then the guy like walked away and we were like, okay, that was like strange. I kind of like was
we forgot about it.
And then we get up, we pay, and we're like going home. And then we see
her like pass us after like 20 minutes. And then we were like, let's follow her.
We were like, who is this woman?
So we followed.
Let's follow her. And well, because I was like, that's
Where is
weird.
she going?
What
we were happened? What's your story?
We were like, believe women. This guy obviously is weird. Like he was a gringo. He was like an American, or like Canadian, but I think probably American. And like it's weird if you're gonna like make a scene and then like just get up and if
it was weird vibes.
If something weird happens,
the vibes were off.
Just like walk away. Like I mean, you have the power. You're a white man. Like
you don't have to scream about it.
Like you don't need to yell. But it wasn't like if she were being like attacked and was like needing help or something. Different scenario. And so whatever, he walked away and then we were like, and then
what just happened?
But then when she reappeared, I was like,
we folled her for about 4 blocks and then I think she went home. So
no, we followed her for like 6 blocks. No, and then we did. We passed my house as we were, and then she kind of like looked back and we were like, does she see us? We were like,
we had the dogs.
We had the dogs. We were like pretending whatever. And then we kept going, and then she stopped, and then she turned into an apartment building and went in, and then we were like,
who knows?
Is that her house?
Is that the end of the story? Who knows? We don't know.
We don't know.
We'll
but
never know.
I really wanted to know because she did look weird because when she was walking down Quintana, she was like staring and looking in shop windows like very aimlessly.
Yeah, that's true. The vibes were off all around, and we were just trying to get to the bottom of it. Really,
this is just two Karens, a Latina Karencita, and her white counterpart, trying to bring justice into a world. Yeah,
into a chaotic world.
Honestly, it's the mean streets.
Crime happens in Recoleta.
No, there is crime because sometimes people take your number at Dos Escudos and they cut the line. And they get the last sandwich de miga.
That's the thing I know.
Nothing is worse than waiting in line at Dos Escudos for like 20 minutes and then
the person in front of you gets the last sandwich de miga.
The last blanco de ave con tomate. Oh my God. Blanco de ave.
Not for me, thanks.
Okay. Spoken like a true vegetarian.
You get the vegetarian sandwiches. They're like the saddest of the bunch.
Yeah.
No, they're the best.
What is it?
Like what?
Like zanahoria, lechuga, tomate.
My favorite. No, you have egg.
Oh, okay, fine. Egg is good.
Egg is
egg.
Egg is
Aceituna. Aceituna is the best.
We like egg, aceituna, jamón.
God love you.
I could go for one right now.
Oh, I could go for one right now.
That's something I could eat at any time of day. A sandwich.
I could have and also a hot tip. If you're gonna bajonear sandwich de miga, it's like
the move.
It's the move because it's not too pesado. It's not like
no cleanup.
It's like you can have half of one. It's just enough if your stomach is a little bit cerradito. It's if you're going to a party and it's going to be a late night, definitely bring sandwich de miga.
Yeah, it'll be ahead at any time of day or night.
And the best is when they put them in a blanket of miga to keep them húmedos. Oh, that's a nice touch.
Blanket of miga.
Just wrap me
in a blanket of miga.
At the end of the day, all I want is to be wrapped in a blanket of miga and slowly suffocated.
I never saw like a digital nomad react into a sandwich de miga.
Oh, wow. Well, we've been on the hunt for the best sandwich de miga. We've done our fair share of trying sandwiches.
We've done our recon.
And I stand by Dos Escudos is the best. A lot of people like Confiteria Karen. I'm sorry, it's very mayo.
Karen
Not with that name.
Confiteria Karen, yeah, I know.
They do have a great typografia. Like their signage is great.
Also,
and they
it's Karen with a C.
They have like the miga elevator. It's like whatever, but they're too gloopy.
They're very gloopy, too much mayo. Too much mayo.
Too much mayo.
I don't like.
Has mayo gone too far? As great as the interaction is on the bad info community,
I think people didn't understand the question.
Oh,
some people were confused. And
yeah, that's what I thought. When I saw the story, I was like, this is confusing. But.
Was it really confusing? Because I was just like, tell me your catharsis, tell me your queja, tell me anything. Like putear a alguien. Like this is like an open mic night. Like instead of going to like a vegan poetry reading with like lesbians who haven't gotten over their breakup before the past breakup.
I'm sorry. Was that me?
No.
Okay, good.
No. No, I'm kidding. I just was sort of like, we're all in a bad place. Let's just be in a bad place together because misery loves company. So I did get some good, I mean, sort of to be expected because we're all in the same boat. Some people saying like, well, someone was like, if I could have a DNU, a Decreto Nacional, Para entrar más tarde al laburo, de estoy hasta el infinito. Love that.
What time do they go in? 10?
Probably like 10:30. Someone said that they would just want to know where they can watch news that isn't like tendenciosa because everything.
Here.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Here the
You know what?
Tune
hard
in.
facts.
There is a vacío, and maybe we could, fill that space because we know that it has been.
It's true.
I mean,
Bring back the weekly recaps page. Everyone loved you.
Yep.
call in. Could I do that? Would you watch a news recap by me?
I mean, people still stop you on the street, so because they were fans.
I wonder how long I can ride that wave.
I mean, ride it, girl.
Oh my God. Come on, ride the train and ride it. Remember that song?
No.
Choo choo. Okay, you are too young.
I'm Latina.
Let's bring it back to a serious thing where someone says that they're harta de no ver un futuro posible.
Oof, that hurts.
I'm laughing only
That's
because
too
it's too real.
This is supposed to be a light episode. Speaking of light, we watched last night.
Oh my God. Speaking of feel good.
We watched La Sociedad de la Nieve. Speaking of Uruguayans. Woof. That was a good movie, actually. It was great. It's apparently shortlisted for the Oscar.
I mean,
for foreign
fabulous film, but definitely not something, incredible story of survival. It does put our problems in perspective
For sure.
because
You think you have it bad until you have to eat your
They
friend.
had like cheap meat.
Yeah. Well, ¿a
Marcos.
qué costo? ¿A qué costo?
Marcos,
¿A qué costo?
Meat is expensive.
it is. I mean, ugh. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad I'm not a veg, but I'm glad that I don't eat a pound of steak a day,
Because nobody does.
except for that one guy on TikTok.
Yeah.
Ugh.
What about that new diet for dogs that it's called barf?
Barf.
Have you heard of it?
Of course,
Is
I've
it an
heard of
acronym?
barf. Yes, it's
Is it good?
okay. Wow, is that an acronym? No, we're gonna feed our dog barf. I mean, do you think before you speak?
No.
Okay,
The
yeah,
answer is
we've confirmed that.
no.
So the barf
Stands
diet.
for what?
the barf diet.
I'm telling you, barf diet for dogs. It means biologically appropriate raw food.
Oh, so that's in English.
Assigned cunt at birth. No,
beef, apples.
remolacha and
Fito Páez.
fags. Okay, and fito paes. No, so yeah, it's basically like the raw food diet for dogs, but it's like following sort of a protocol.
I'm sorry, I love my dog, but that's way too much work.
Your dog eats his food one kernel at a time. You know what also is bothering me? I just remember because we're talking about food and I'm thinking about like the food scene.
Ugh.
You know, the evolution of like chefs as rock stars, which is like, maybe back when like Anthony Bourdain, rest in peace, like the high,
But he was a rock star, and he didn't try to be a rock
Right,
star.
what I'm
That's
saying
what
is, like-
makes somebody a rock star. Sorry.
Thank you, Laura. So you're like, well, no one asked me, but we were here, so we did ask you. No, but that was like the first iteration, which like we love Anthony Bourdain, so that's like you said, like it's legit and it's cool, but it's kind of this bad trickle down of like we give people who make food too much attention.
Way too much attention. I
And
think.
just because you make a really good media luna or dish or like have a cool restaurant, like maybe we don't need you to like parade around Instagram in like really weird clothes.
yeah, just stay in the kitchen. Like, keep making the food. That's what we ask.
Keep
you.
making your
Nobody-
amazing food.
Yeah,
This whole
nobody
like
asks for
cool
anything
kid
else.
clique that's happening here of like the kind of edgy, very strange, like kind of
Edgy, entre comillas, fuerte. O sea,
kind of like we get that you saw like one picture on Pinterest of
and
like
you've been to New York.
of like a tablescape, and you went to New York like twice and you borrowed some like recipes there. Like, I'm sorry, serving peanut butter and jelly at a cafe in Argentina is not
Innovative.
but also like maybe if you're going to be serving your food, don't dress at like a catered event. Don't make people who are serving dress like they are in The Handmaid's Tale. So like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just feel like, I don't take myself too seriously. I think that that's also like
Important.
we have to have a sense of humor at the end of the day. We have to laugh because
totally.
otherwise we're going to die.
If I walk into a restaurant and everyone looks fucking terrified, I don't want to sit there and eat. Like, I want to leave too.
I want to leave. I like make
when they
it
all
weed.
look like they want to escape,
Remember?
then I think I'm going to do the same.
Also, but can we also talk about? Okay, sorry, I'm like mixing but like first of all, it's crazy how many Peronistas have been born in the past month, or people who are like añorando the Cristina era. But remember when what's his name? What was that guy when he was being interviewed? I think it was like for a Greek media outlet, but in English, obviously. And he was like, "Me quiero ir." They asked him about the inflation, and he was like, "Me quiero ir de acá." Okay, guys. Okay,
Don't
I don't know what you're
remember.
talking
okay.
about.
Well, okay. You are "Me quiero ir." I cannot believe Lorenzino.
What?
You don't remember
Who is that?
him?
No.
Okay, it was the economy minister. Oh my God, it was the former economy minister Hernan Lorenzino, and he was being interviewed on like a Greek channel or something. And he was literally, he lasted almost 2 years as economy minister. And his famous moment was, I'm trying to find the year. Here we go. It's like, anyway, he was, the index, it was like everyone was like fudging the numbers of inflation and poverty. And it was like very, very, very problematic. And talking about the PBI, just like all this stuff. And he was on an interview and they were like, they asked him a question about Argentina's inflation or whatever. And he was like, I don't want to be here anymore. And he was like, make it away. And he like got up and left. And it was like,
oh, and then he never came back.
It was a simpler time. Yeah. But, like that's how I feel when I go to certain cafes in Palermo when they have only palmeritas from 10 to 10:15 in the morning on the Gatorade every other day.
When the staff is only twinks.
Oh my goodness.
Never trust a
twink.
Never trust a twink. But never trust a twink because they aren't eating anything that's on the menu.
They're not eating.
No, exactly. What are they doing there?
That's also, I would like to say, I feel like that's unfair. There are plenty of toxic demon twinks out there and do they deserve rights? We're not sure. No, I'm kidding. But I do feel like, remember when, was it like Uber Eats or something? It was like they did like bottom friendly dishes. It was like
what?
It literally was like there was a restaurant was like if you're bottoming later, like you can have this salad and it's
you
like
can have a piece of celery.
That also makes me really sad. I think that's not fair. And also like the twinks getting Botox at like 18. It's like you
baby
still
Botox.
Well, did you still have collagen?
Did you see the thing that it was like imagine being Kylie Jenner and paying like millions of dollars to look like Cillian Murphy.
Yeah. Cillian Murphy.
I always get it wrong.
Literally
Cillian Murphy.
That relationship, that PR relationship, when's that going to end?
I know, but it's weird like how Gen Z, like they look so much older than we do because they've been fucking with their faces and also the makeup that they're like full glam every day, all the time, which is something
they beat the mug like to go to the chino.
Yeah, like I use the same makeup routine I've used since I was like 13. You know what I mean?
People don't know what it's like to use the St. Ives apricot scrub as your main.
Oh my god!
And
source of like
and like the Noxzema pads that like burned. Yeah. I miss Noxzema. That smelled so good. Yeah. And now everyone has like beauty blenders. Well, there was a whole thing over the holidays where it was
which
like
are disgusting.
In Argentina, we had what's it called? Angel face.
Ooh.
And it was like in 2 tones. It was like it was like
white and
tan
a little
and
less white.
Extra tan.
Because like, God forbid.
Latina and extra Latina. But it was only 2. Angel face.
Angel face. I mean,
and the
it's not very inclusive.
And the publicity, what's like the
advertisement?
The advertisement was by Nicole Neumann.
Of course, polemica.
With like 12 years old.
You mean Mommy Dearest?
Yeah.
You mean Lolita? Like the fact that she was like put on the cover of magazines and they were like Lolita. I was like, did anyone read that book? Because that's not a good story.
Yeah, it's not aspirational.
Not aspirational. Yeah, well, I remember over the holidays, some woman again on Twitter was like, my 13-year-old niece gave me her Christmas list and she was asking for like drunk elephant like skincare. They all want these kids are using retinol and you're not supposed to use retinol when you're 13 because it ruins your skin.
Your skin is still growing. Like
give them a Stanley tumbler.
Seriously.
Like,
give them Stanley tumbler.
Give her 15 Stanley tumblers.
Give them some charms.
Honestly. Can we make predictions?
Let's
make predictions.
I was really like, what are you looking for in 2024? Like an upbeat segment.
Just like a little stability would be good.
You're asking too much.
I mean, I think we've been asking collectively for stability since like 2020 because things have just been so.
Yeah, the other day you were like, their dog must be like 2. It's a pandemic dog. I'm like, Laura, it's 2024.
I mean, in these uncertain times,
times
are still uncertain. They're more uncertain than ever. So I don't know. I'd like to be able to just kind of like plan ahead without like shooting in the dark.
Yeah. Anything a little more realistic?
I want to be rich. No. I'm looking forward to our vacations that we have coming up.
Trying to get that boob job. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have some travel on the horizon. So, I think I'll think of a wish for 2024 and then also things we're excited about. I'm looking forward to, we're going to Iceland. Yeah. We're going to try to see the puffins.
Yeah.
So that will be fun. Thanks to my job, I get a free trip. So I get to go. So
before
you start like asking the Afib about my life, yes,
shout out to Wild Terrains.
Shout out to Wild Terrains. Truly. So we're gonna go to Wild Terrains. We're gonna go to Iceland, the wildest of terrains.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to jumping in a lake at the end of this month.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
We're going to Marcos's homeland. We're going to do like the Marcos tour of Bariloche. We're going to go to all the boliches with the egresados.
Grisú, bypass, y cerebro
Bypass.
rocket.
Bypass. We're going to bypass with our matching coats that say like Camada 2024. I think, well, what I hope for this year, I do hope that in spite of the challenges we continue to face, I always just want to have more creativity in my life. So maybe it starts out making friendship bracelets, and maybe by the end of the year, who knows what that means?
Maybe you'll write a book.
Maybe I'll write a book. Maybe I'll finally write my memoir.
What happened with your newsletter?
Oh yeah, what the fuck?
Maybe
you'll do that.
edit
That's
that
your
part.
goal. That's your goal for 2024.
But actually, so, okay, pasaron cosas, because that was at the end of last year. I was getting, I always find an excuse not to do something, and I know that, and I'm very self-aware, but pasaron cosas, and I wasn't feeling very inspired because, again, I don't even know. But 2024, the newsletter is coming. Maybe 5 people read it, but whatever. And I think that there's enough material for at least like 2 editions.
If there's 100
Best
people in the room,
places.
if there's 100 people in the room and only one believes in you,
Oh my God, Lady! It should be just like
That's all you need.
My head will just be like Lady Gaga. I really believed in them.
me too.
I bought that. Do you think Lady Gaga and Bradley like hooked up during The Star Is Born?
No.
Oh, okay. They're good actors, I guess. I fully bought it. So, okay, predictions. Maybe I'll do a newsletter.
My prediction is something really weird is going to happen with this presidency. He's not going to make it the 4 years, and some gnarly weird shit is coming. I don't know what. Maybe it has to do with the dogs. Maybe not. There's a documental in the works
La Sociedad de la
already.
Nieve, but in Capital.
Yeah. Oh my
With
God.
Conan.
Yeah, Conan.
What are your predictions? Or hopes?
Predictions or wishes? Like
Both.
Both.
I predict less money in my pocket.
I see poverty.
I predict higher expenses, which already
definitely.
happened. I wish for more bad info. I wish for more queer content. I wish
Yeah.
for more lesbians in my life. I wish
Siempre.
for...
We can make that happen.
Can you?
Who doesn't want a lesbian in their life?
I know,
Honestly,
right? They're the best.
get yourself a lesbian.
We get
yourself a
everything
lesbian.
done.
Yeah.
Friendly neighborhood
I wish
lesbian.
for more pocho babysitting.
Nice.
I wish for more of a sense of community between us queer people, because I think that's the only refugee we have right now.
I actually, I do agree. I think that like,
Snapping my fingers.
Even the other day when we went to a New Year's party and it was just queer people, and I was like, this is the vibe.
This is all I need.
Because it's like, we do need to come together. And even if we are different and have our differences or whatever.
Like,
And
look at her. She's Latina.
she's a Latina. She's a lesbian.
She does it all.
She doesn't think before she speaks. But I think that
What can't she do?
like I think that gay men and lesbian women need to also maybe get over each other and, come together and stop being snarky and start loving each other. And I do think that there needs to be more support for the lesbian community.
I agree. I mean, we're the reason everyone's here.
Literally, we are it starts with L
For a reason.
The L word. Okay. But yes, I second that in a big way. And this is the time when we need to remember how important it is to have that community and fight for each other and support each other. And
And love thy neighbor if they're gay.
yes, love it if they're gay, and if they're Paki, well, they have to apply
Yeah.
for our approval.
Yeah,
But also, if you are not queer or you're not like a disidencia, this is when we need you the most. So please do not forget about us. Our rights truly are, I think, going to be back on the line in a lot of ways, even if it's just in the social sphere. People are now emboldened to be hateful. We've seen that literally.
Homophobes are now can
The
wave their flag
homophobes are
freely.
just fully.
So be an ally. but
be a
for
real ally and like show the fuck up for us, because we
We'll fucking come for you. I'm just
we
kidding.
will come for you. I will make you a bracelet that says you're an asshole. But yes, so I hope that this year has some travel. It will, some excitement, some fun, some creativity, and some love. And I hope that we have abundance.
Abundance.
We'll manifest the abundance.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just become a coach.
A life coach.
Clearly, everyone else has done that.
Oh my God.
Just be a grifter. Also, maybe, more bad info. Maybe a news segment will come back.
Yeah.
And maybe more media lunas and sandwiches de amiga in our life.
That sounds great.
Anything else?
Oh, I think you said it all.
Did we?
You wrapped it in a tight little bow.
Tight little
I love how
bow.
you
Tight
did
like
that.
this, not on the bracelet. That was
Tight
too...
like my dick.
You know what else we need? More cafecitos.
Laura? Okay.
Sorry.
I need to get a censor, and I need to be able to hire guests to come on the show, because clearly leftover Uruguaya is not cutting the mustard. So if you appreciate bad information, whether that be on the internet or on this podcast or on YouTube, hopefully you follow and watch and listen on all of those platforms. But also cafecitos. I haven't really been asking for them lately because I know we're all a bit strapped for cash, but art does not get made by itself. And if you want to be an ally, you can give me your money. So please go to Cafecito and give us money. I will make you a bracelet if you do. This one says Coffee Tontis. That's personalized to our friend Marcos. So yeah, like, please give Bad Info some love. I want to be back here more often. It truly is something that takes a lot of time and love and energy, and I miss it. So, like, all jokes aside, I'm hoping for 2024 to do more of this. But, you know, sometimes you need a little bit of cash to make it happen.
A little help.
Let's be honest. You know what I mean? I don't work for free. Also, the Botox doesn't pay for itself. I'm a little overdue.
Baby Botox.
Baby Botox. I'm baby. So, Lau, anything you want to say to send off after that was good. Profane?
That was good. You wrapped it up perfectly.
Okay.
Thanks.
Marcos, it's a pleasure to be in Niebi's Studios. If anyone needs to record a podcast or anything audiovisual, I highly recommend coming here. It is the safest of safe spaces. It's colorful. It's fun.
I have an AC.
There's air conditioning and
Crisp.
there's a kiosk next door, downstairs, just for all of your needs. Condoms, cigarettes.
Panchos.
Pancho.
Super Pancho.
Lluvia de papas.
Con lluvia de papas. Oh my God, that's a great name for a podcast.
Oh my God, yes.
Free idea. Don't say I never gave you anything. All right, everyone. We're going to sign off because our dogs need us probably.
Yes. It's raining.
It's raining. I'm a mess. Honestly, my mental health has made it to here. Love you, miss you, want to kiss you. See you on all of the internets. Until next time.
Ciao for now.
Ciao for now.
This episode of Bad Information was recorded at Estudios Niebi in the charmingly chaotic neighborhood of Villa Crespo in Buenos Aires, Argentina.